There's no right or wrong way to live, and many of us will catch judgment for the way that we live. Maybe we spend too much, maybe we don't spend enough, maybe we live with less conveniences than other people, and sometimes we will catch judgment for that. But I want to share with you today how I find abundance in living the simple life in a rural area in Kansas, and I'm going to take you with me to show you why I love it here so much and why I am willing to live with less. Abundance comes in all kinds of ways. This is from my garden. I have an onion, some green onion tops, my first cucumber ever, and some fresh celery and zucchini. And today I'm going to put together a chicken chili because it's been cooler this time of year. For some reason, it's been in the 80s, and I thought that sounded good, but I'm harvesting some items from my garden to go with it. Abundance. So much to be thankful for. So, if you don't know me, I'm Bonita. I talk about frugal living, saving money, cutting expenses, and living your best life on less. I retired at the end of October at 57 to this rural area in Kansas. I've lived here off and on for most of my life. My family has been in this general area for generations on both sides of my family. It's one of those areas where it's easier to say who you're not related to than who you are because you're related to so many folks. But I come from good stock. And my great grandfather came from Czechoslovakia in 1882, and he didn't speak any English. And he raised a whole bunch of children in this area, and they were farmers. My family was farmers on both sides. And as my grandfather grew older and lived with one of his children, they would have guests come over in the evenings and they would hear my grandfather singing in the back bedroom. And at one point, one of the visitors said something about, is he singing folk songs? And they said, no, he's singing prayers. And he was singing prayers in his back bedroom every evening before he went to bed in Czechoslovakian. My aunt said she was scared of her own grandpa because she couldn't understand anything that he said. So I'm going to share with you today my rich history in this area and why I love it here so much. My husband and I took a walk the other day to the river bridges that are close by our house. This is one of our favorite places to go. It is so beautiful, so relaxing, so peaceful. And when I am out here, I don't feel like anything else matters. I don't feel like bills matter, money matters. I don't feel like I have stress or pressure on me. Even when I worked full time, when I would come home, it just felt like I was in tune with nature and that this was all that mattered in my world. I don't know how to describe it. So I'm going to take you with me and show you some of the area where I live. And I'm going to read a poem to you, which is something I've never done before. So I hope you enjoy this next clip. Some folks may strive for riches rare, for all the things that wealth can buy, social standing, renown, and name, or power great, but oh, not I. Just give to me the simple things, a tall green tree, a rose so red, a shining stream, a meadow wide, a smiling child with a tousled head, a sunset with its beauties rare, the love of those who know me best. A day of toil to serve my need, a moonlit night or quiet rest, a bird's sweet song when spring is here, the sweet perfume of God's clean earth, after it's washed by the gentle rain and brings forth the mystery of rebirth. Who, pray tell, could ever paint a winter scene of crystal white to match our Father's Christmas card in beauty's pure, a wed delight? Oh, how I thank the Lord above for every tree and simple thing, for deep contentment, peace, and joy that power or riches cannot bring. In simple joys I see my Lord, in treasures that my heart can see. And in these simple things I love, I see my Savior's love for me. This poem was written by my grandmother in December of 1961. I wasn't born until 1966. So my grandma who wrote that, she was the daughter of my Czechoslovakian great grandfather. And when my grandma married my grandpa, his two oldest siblings would not even allow them to visit and would not allow my grandma to come in their home because she was the daughter of immigrants. So my grandpa's family, who had this prejudice of my grandma, had lived in the States since the 1700s. But as I said, my great grandfather didn't come until 1882. And so since they had been here an extra 150 years, I guess they thought that being an immigrant was something to be looked down upon when they were immigrants at one time too. So yes, it's a very rich history, and I think a lot of us have that. But I've been lucky enough to have some family that studied genealogy so that some of these stories were passed down to us. But that is the grandmother that wrote this beautiful poem. She was so talented. She could play the mandolin and the banjo. She could pluck a chicken, stuff sausage. She could trim trees to make fence posts. She could fish. She could hunt. She could do all of these things, but yet she could write these beautiful, gentle poems as well. So, this is part of the reason that I love it out here. I feel in tune with nature, with God, with everything that matters when I'm in this area. Being in a populated area with lots of things to buy and lots of things to do and lots of places to spend money, those areas do not bring me fulfillment. They're nice to visit once in a while, but I wouldn't want to live there. And all of us have the right and the ability to live the way we want and to live where we want. Sometimes we will feel stuck, like, is this all there is in life? Is this all there is? Just going to work, paying bills, coming home, doing it all over again tomorrow. And I just want to encourage you that if this is not the life you want, you have the ability to change that. Don't let society or what is expected of you pave your path to what your life is going to look like. There are lots of people that live in tiny homes, that live off grid, that live in vans and travel throughout the United States, that live in RVs. And all of these people love their lives. And if they don't love their lives, they have the ability and the power to change it. So I just wanted to share with you that I live this way because I love it, not because this is all I can afford, not because this is my only choice or this is what is expected of me. It's actually quite the opposite. My kids have said, Mom, why don't you build a new house? I don't want a new house. I love the character of this house. I don't want to live closer to the city. I love it out here. So live your best life. You have that ability to change it. And if you don't like the way it is right now, then sit down and make a plan of what you want it to look like and then start working towards that. That's what I did when I decided to retire at the end of October. I sat down and I said, I don't like the life I'm living. I don't like going to work, feeling so pressured, working the job of two people because we're short all of the time, coming home and just being miserable because I have to go back tomorrow. And I decided I was going to change it. I'm the only one that had the power to change it. Sometimes we sit back and think something will happen to make this change. I'm not happy. But actually, we're the only ones that can make that decision. So I hope this video has been helpful to you in some way. If it has, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you would like to help out the channel, I have 2 Depression era cookbooks from my family's favorites in the description box below. I hope you have a great day.